So we are here with Haishen, and you guys just finished playing in the Performance Studio.
Hello.
Sure did.
What is today's date?
May 5th.
May 5th.
May 5th.
Cinco de Mayo.
So in a few days you have your CD, your album release show.
Yep.
Sir.
And that's at...
Photo City Music Hall, Rochester, New York.
Who's opening for you?
Eternal Crypt, Prawn, and Grave Site.
Okay. Now, this album has been in the making for what, almost 2 years?
More like
4
5.
years.
It's a while, yeah. It's a while.
Because I think last time you were here, you played some tracks from it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And some older versions of tracks as well.
Okay. So where'd you record?
Capture Studio, formerly known as More Sound, in Syracuse, New York, is run by Jason Randall, or known as Jocko. He's done a lot of both mixing and mastering work, engineering work, production work for a lot of bands in this area. And he was super great to work with. We did the album, I think, in like 9 or 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
we found him through... he has done a lot of work with Wilderun, which is a really, really incredible progressive metal band. And we were... Specifically, I was already familiar with them, and then found out that the person who'd done their recording, mixing, and mastering lived in Syracuse, and these guys were pretty immediately on board upon hearing the quality of that work and knowing that he knows our genre. So
I did not have you guys introduce yourselves, so why don't we start with you?
Well, we
What'd
should
you
start
do?
with her. No, I'm
Pick your
kidding.
cat? Yeah.
I'm Randy Rowe. I'm the drummer and backup singer for Haishen / keyboardist, sometimes ambient sampleist.
All right.
I'm Shuhao. I play guitar and I sing lead vocal.
Justin Montioni, and I play bass and do the occasional backing vocals, and also do a lot of our technical stuff.
Okay. So this is your first full length, right?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
And before this, there's just an EP.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And are the songs from the EP on this?
No.
No, I didn't think so.
Well, we actually planned to at the beginning. We were like, I think we were kind of like really like idealistic, and we tried to shoot high, and we're like, oh, we want to like re-record this and do like a double album with like 15 songs. And then the more we did it, the more we're like, no, let's like slim it down. And,
Yeah.
not worry about that.
And what's the name of the album?
Awaken the Endless Deep.
Okay. Is it a concept album?
It is a concept album, actually.
What's it about?
It's about, it draws a lot from Chinese mythology, creation mythology especially, and it just has a lot to do, our name, Haishen, is Chinese for God of the Sea or Sea Deity, so there's a lot of ocean themes in it, talking about, I don't want to give too much away, but it's basically about getting... a ship full of sailors gets attacked by this kind of ancient monster, and they get this protagonist or hero gets dragged underwater, and he's introduced to this whole world by with involving like the major Chinese deities like Pangul, the like kind of big like kind of creator god, and Nuwa is like a mother god who created man, and it has a lot to do with Gong Gong, who is the like kind of god of waters, like our primary antagonist. There's more characters and stuff, but we're just kind of building this world, and with this first album we hope to introduce all the characters and the main concepts.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
How long has this been a thing?
How long has what been the thing?
Haishen.
Well,
Okay.
this configuration since August of 2019. Chris and Justin had met years before and tried to form what was initially a post-rock band with a bunch of different configurations. I think at one point there were 6 people or 5 people.
I think we
7.
maxed out at 6.
Yeah.
6 or 7.
But anyways, became a little too unmanageable, and people left, came and went, and eventually, through a recommendation of a friend, they found me, and we pretty immediately saw that this was the right configuration. And so about 5 years in this configuration.
Yeah.
Okay.
But with some years kind of taken away with the pandemic and all that,
Yeah, it's kind of like those years don't count, because everything was
Exactly.
just kind of in limbo.
We were able to get writing in during that time, and started practicing again after like the first really big wave of the pandemic fell off, but losing almost 2 years of gigging definitely was unfortunate for us. So.
Yeah, I keep telling the band, like, it's like, guys, I consider the true start of this band to be like 2022. So that's what it feels like. And everyone's like, no, those other years do count for something. But
I mean, considering that I think 2 of the songs on the album were written by 2022, 2 or 3.
I think both the singles have origins from like 2020.
Yeah.
They're
Wow.
quite
Flesh
old,
of the Earth,
actually,
Child of
yeah.
the Sea, I know for sure that comes from a demo that I wrote right after moving back to my parents' place in like March of 2020.
yeah, you
Yeah,
had like kind of the bits and pieces of that, and then
Yeah.
we put that together in somewhere in 2020. But really, a lot of this stuff has come together like kind of over the course, like kind of slowly over the course of like some time, really.
Yeah.
Okay. Christy, do you have any questions?
Yeah, so what is your writing style? Do you guys do this all together independently and then bring everything together, or?
It depends. Yeah, it depends.
I was going to say, I think something that we've found a lot of success with is jamming in practice, going back to those jams and picking these 3 segments are really cool, and then Chris kind of goes into his creative space and takes those and bridges them together and writes new riffs, and he'll come to practice with a song that's like 80% there, and then Randy and I kind of work out our parts and give suggestions on, you know, oh, maybe we could do this with the next section, maybe we could do this with the next section. And then another aspect of it is that as we figured out that we were doing a concept album, it really became something where like most of the concept has been really through Chris, and he writes basically all the lyrics. There's some like little spots that we helped with editing, but really the lyrics are pretty much Chris as well. So he'll come in and kind of give us the idea of what should be happening in the story during a specific piece of music, and then we'll collaborate on big chunks of it. And then Chris is really like the main, I'm going to put the song together and then let's arrange around this like main guitar part.
Okay.
So very much like the guitar and like Chris's kind of big chunks are what come first once we've jammed some ideas, and then from there we lay the rest of the groundwork. And occasionally we have a few tracks like we were talking about Flesh of the Earth, Child of the Sea, where like I made a big demo and then Chris was like, this is cool, this is cool, this is cool, I'm cutting the rest and I'm going to play with this. But for the most part, it either tends to be concepts we've jammed out or Chris really just working and like writing big sections for me and Randy to bring and have feedback on.
Yeah, some of the stuff has also been like some of the stuff is like the long songs. I think being a prog band, you know, it's like the running joke being like you write super long songs and we have trouble being brief. That's actually kind of true for us. Like all our songs are kind of like 5 minutes, 7 minutes, and the longest song we played today, Goddess in the Machine, is 17 minutes long. And that one was actually like a lot of that was kind of written. We had like the intro I had for like the longest time, but then that middle section we kind of sometimes it just comes spontaneously, and we just like the first riff we kind of gravitated toward during one of the practices I remember, and Randy was like, no, this is good, and we'll just throw it together, and then we came up with like 2 other riffs, and sometimes Randy and Justin are good at like parsing out my ideas as well, so they as in that song they took those like riffs and kind of ordered them in a way that I had like wanted a different order, and they said no, this flows better, and then that's what became the song. So our writing is very collaborative, I think. There's a lot of kind of, I'm sure other bands can relate, there's a lot of collaboration, but there's also some like kind of alone work, some homework, if you will.
And to toot my own horn, there's some, usually like some last minute flair stuff that's added on top. That's usually the ambient or synth sections or, you know, layers.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much all me, just because I also write ambient music. But that's stuff that usually comes quite late, as it's, you know, just very supplemental.
Yeah. Just to throw in really quickly, that's something that kind of came up a little last minute on this album. I think Chris and I have been in favor of Randy doing some of that for a while, and then it was really like towards the end of the writing process that Randy really started to get in the groove of what to add, where to add it, and you know how everything to layer in. And so we're pretty excited for starting to work on the next album, where we're like, oh, we have this secret weapon now that we can really utilize of having Randy write these ambient sections or pads to kind of flesh out and fill out space.
Did you mean to write a 17-minute song?
Nope. I mean, it just comes out that way.
No, I did.
I think we all kind of wanted to write a long song, but the fact that it came out that way and that long is something that just sort of it occurred more so.
But it's
than
something
it
you
was-
wanted.
Well, Flesh of the Earth, Child of the Sea is 10 minutes, and technically on the album it's 9:59, and I'm like forever going to be mad about that. But no, but I made a personal goal. I told the guys, I was like, I want to write this song that is going to be longer than that, and well, we did it. I think I just want this song with like multiple movements, and that one's a very integral part because that details like the whole Chinese creation myth and like movements, and so
the big
we had
big
to-
exposition song.
Album 2, we want to do a side length that's like 20 plus minutes. At least
Had to do it
I
to 'em.
would like to.
I was gonna say, do you guys have any material that was kind of like maybe not on this album that you're kind of saving up for a future album?
Yeah, like we have stuff like on the cutting room floor, so to speak.
Yeah.
There's a lot of riffs and little bits that we try to. Sometimes we'll come up with a riff and then we'll try to like finesse it into an existing song, and then we'll take it home and then we put it like might record a loop and I'll be like, okay guys, this is like way too fast to be in this song, but maybe we can save it for something else. And I don't know, you kind of just like, as with writing, you kind of end up with a lot of bits and pieces that don't make the final cut, but some of that is still good, and it's just because like you have like, just because it doesn't fit in this song doesn't mean it's like not a good riff, you know.
Right.
We don't have any full songs, but we have a lot of bits and pieces that we really like and we're very happy with the writing of this album, and I think going any longer with it would have started to get clunky, but there's a lot of really good riffs that were a little like, man, well, I guess we have album 2 to put them on, so.
That's great.
You said you're going on tour after the release show?
Yep.
Like a short one.
Where are you playing?
May 11th will be at Terminus in New Hampshire. May 12th we will be at Sammy's Patio in Revere, Massachusetts, outside of Boston. May 13th we're at Gold Sounds in Brooklyn,
New York
City.
Nashua,
Nice.
New Hampshire also.
Yeah, Nashua, New
Yeah.
Hampshire, yep.
Okay.
We were trying really hard to book a longer tour, but especially as a band without a whole lot of presence outside of our area, booking is very hard.
Yeah, this goes back to the. This goes
We
back.
worked very hard and did not get super far.
Yeah, no, this goes back to actually your question of like, we lost all this time during COVID, and I think we spent the last 2 years really focusing on putting this album together and testing out our stuff, and we kind of unfortunately neglected to. This whole time we just had 3 songs from the EP, and we unfortunately neglected to really try to tour outside of Rochester all that much because we were just so focused on writing. And for that, I think the next album, hopefully, when we actually have an album full length under our belt, this will be easier. But until then, I think we did what we could, booking this tour, and we're happy for it. But more opportunities hopefully will roll in
Absolutely.
down the line.
What's your social media presence? Where's the best place for people to find your stuff?
I think Instagram's
Yeah,
probably our
for
main
sure.
platform for non-music platform places. Yeah, Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram is the best place to keep up. Facebook also works, but just the way that the algorithm on Facebook works, it's definitely less friendly to art and creative.
Yeah.
We'll post something on Instagram that gets 60 likes and it gets 8 likes on Facebook. Just
Right.
It doesn't. But yeah, if you want to get in touch with us, all of our information is on all of our social media at Haishen Band. We have a link tree that has links to pretty much everything. Our email is haishenband@gmail.com. If you would like to book us, if you would like to reach out for interviews or re-request any of that stuff.
Please book us.
Yes. And we would absolutely love to be getting in touch with more bands and promoters from, across New York State, throughout the Northeast, Midwest, etc. So,
Do you have any other questions for them?
No.
All right. So the album is called.
Awaken the Endless Deep.
And where will it be available?
Available on all streaming platforms. It'll be released through Needle Juice Records, and they're based in Nashville, but they got people here in Rochester as well. Brandon's been super good to us.
Yep.
But Awaken the Endless Deep, available on all streaming platforms, and we'll hopefully have CDs on the night of our release show, as well as some new merch featuring some very nice designs from people very close to us, as well as down the line, hopefully tapes and vinyl.
Yeah.
Nice.
We'll get to
Okay. Well, thank you guys. Anything else people should know?
Come to our show on May 9th.
Yeah.
May 9th, Thursday. Photo City.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.